In a forgotten corner of town, hidden behind overgrown trees and crumbling walls, stood the remnants of an old hospital. Once a place of healing and hope, it had long since fallen into disrepair and decay, its halls now haunted by the echoes of a tragic past. The stories whispered among the locals told of a child spirit that lingered within, forever trapped between this world and the next. The hospital's abandoned corridors were shrouded in darkness, broken windows allowing slivers of moonlight to pierce the gloom. The air hung heavy with the scent of decay and dampness, and a palpable sense of unease settled over those who dared to enter its forsaken halls. Legend had it that the child spirit was that of a young girl named Emily, who had succumbed to a mysterious illness many years ago. Her laughter and giggles were said to echo through the corridors, a haunting reminder of the innocence that had been stolen away too soon. Some claimed to have heard the faint patter of tiny footsteps, as if Emily was still playing her long-forgotten games. Those who ventured into the hospital at night spoke of chilling encounters with the child spirit. Shadowy figures darted in and out of sight, flickering in the corner of their vision. Objects moved on their own accord, doors creaked open and shut without a breeze, and cold spots seemed to follow visitors as they navigated the abandoned rooms. One particular room, at the end of a long, dimly lit hallway, was said to be Emily's favorite place to play. Inside, toys lay scattered across the floor, frozen in time as if waiting for her return. A faded mural on the wall depicted a whimsical scene of animals and children at play, a stark contrast to the desolation that now surrounded it. Visitors claimed to have felt a gentle, almost playful presence when they entered the room, as if Emily herself were trying to communicate. Some reported hearing faint laughter and the soft sound of a child humming a long-forgotten melody. Others claimed to have glimpsed a fleeting image of a small figure, their heart-warming yet heart-wrenching encounter with the child spirit leaving an indelible mark on their souls. As the years passed, the haunted hospital with the child spirit became a place of both fear and fascination. Paranormal investigators, thrill-seekers, and those seeking to unravel the mysteries of the afterlife ventured into its eerie depths, hoping to catch a glimpse of Emily's spirit and perhaps provide some solace to the restless soul. Yet, no matter the intentions of those who entered, the child spirit's presence remained a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the human spirit. The hospital's crumbling walls held the secrets of a tragedy that had transcended time, its corridors forever haunted by the innocent laughter of a child who had never truly left. Over the years, the haunted hospital with the child spirit became a focal point of urban legends and ghostly tales. Tourists and paranormal enthusiasts flocked to the town, drawn by the allure of encountering Emily's spirit for themselves. The stories of chilling encounters only served to fuel the hospital's mystique, making it a destination for those brave enough to venture into its forsaken halls. Among the visitors was a small group of ghost hunters, determined to capture evidence of the child spirit's presence. Armed with cameras, EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, recorders, and a mix of excitement and trepidation, they set out to explore the hospital's haunted reputation. Their footsteps echoed through the decaying corridors as they ventured deeper into the heart of the building. The air grew colder, and a sense of foreboding settled over the group. Every creak of the floorboards seemed to reverberate through the silence, as if the very walls were watching their every move. In their search for Emily's spirit, the group eventually found themselves standing outside the infamous room where she was said to have played. The door stood slightly ajar, casting a faint strip of light across the hallway. With bated breath, they cautiously pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was frozen in time, just as the stories had described. Toys lay scattered across the floor, their colors faded and plastic worn by the passage of years. The mural on the wall retained a hint of its former vibrancy, a stark contrast to the desolation that surrounded it. As the group set up their equipment and began their investigation, a hushed excitement filled the air. They asked questions into the darkness, waiting in anticipation for any sign of a response from the other side. EVP recorders crackled with static, and cameras captured the room's eerie stillness. And then, a soft sound, almost like a distant giggle, echoed through the room. Goosebumps prickled on the investigators' skin as they exchanged wide-eyed glances. They continued their questioning, and this time, a faint voice seemed to whisper in response, the words barely audible but carrying an unmistakable childlike quality. As the investigation continued, the group's interactions with the child spirit became more pronounced. Toys seemed to shift on their own, rolling across the floor as if propelled by unseen hands. The temperature dropped even further, and some members reported feeling a gentle touch on their arms or hair, as if Emily were trying to make her presence known. Hours passed in what felt like an otherworldly haze, until the investigators finally decided to wrap up their session. As they prepared to leave the room, one member of the group placed a small teddy bear on the floor, a gesture of goodwill toward the child spirit they had encountered. As they stepped back into the hallway, the investigators couldn't shake the feeling that Emily's spirit lingered behind, a wistful presence that had momentarily bridged the gap between the living and the beyond. The haunted hospital, once a place of tragedy and sorrow, had become a space where the past and the present intertwined, reminding all who entered of the enduring power of the human soul and the mysteries that lie just beyond the veil of reality.